kind of the secret to success for you guys this whole summer series?
I mean, in my humble opinion, we had a very intense preseason training session. We had 2-a-days for about 2 to 3 weeks where we'd wake up at 4 a.m., train from about 5 to 7:30, and then on the same day, we'd get to the court around 9 p.m. and then train till about 11:30. And that's how you can see in the second half of our games that we're able to continue our intense running, and our stamina isn't wavering at all, and we have a solid bench that all has the same kind of stamina, and we all believe in each other. At the end of the day, we all have faith in each other.
You talk about having that kind of that second wind, if you will, throughout these games. One of the things me and Kyle Ainsworth have said throughout the season is you guys have that magical third quarter where you guys just take over a game and just take it to them. What has been so magical about the third quarter for you guys?
I mean, really, we have faith in each other, and so other teams, they can either get happy. We've had one team recently get happy in the halftime, but usually the teams are kind of down, and they are kind of like a little bit arguing. So we don't really have that argument. If we have something to say, we say it, and then we move on. And that's pretty much from practicing 3 to 4 times a week, every week, and that intense preseason training.
For sure. You guys got Memphis coming up here in about 28 minutes. They did a lot of dunking yesterday. 10 total dunks, 8 from the same player. What do you guys have to do to equalize that and come home with a victory?
Well, that team they played, it was a tough team. Memphis played a tough team. They only won by, I believe, 1 or 2 points. Yep. So I believe we beat that team by, I believe, 20 or 30 points. I don't remember right now off the top of my head, but we're a very strong team. We're a very dedicatedly defensive team. We're strong in the paint. Myself, I'm not letting any dunks go by me. That's for sure. Ain't nobody going to jump over me. So I'm going to keep the same energy that I have in this interview for the game. And I'm sure he'll get a dunk or two on a fast break, but if I'm there, we're going to go body to body.
So basically, if the poster is trying to get sold, you're going to tear it in half and send it back.
I'm tearing that thing in half. Tearing that thing in half.
I love it. Well, besides controlling the paint, what would you say are the keys to today's game? You talked about defense. You talk about sticking together. What are some other keys for you guys in today's game?
Well, one of our main focuses is rotation, and rotation is a part of having faith in each player. Because if I'm going to rotate, I have to have faith that my player is going to fill into my spot the right way. If I just stay here and we all double team the same guy, there's a wide open man. So we're going to rotate. That's what we always do. Every game we rotate. Last game we rotated. The other game where I had about 8 steals, we were really efficient in rotating, and that helped me get my steals. And really, we're just going to focus on not turning the ball over this game. Really not turning the ball over is the main focus.
For sure. Well, thank you for joining us, KJ. This has been KJ Robinson. I'm Conrad Volch. Sarasota will take on the Memphis Blues in about 20 minutes. Good afternoon and welcome back to the land of Sarasota here at the Sarasota School of Arts and Sciences building. My name is Conrad Volch alongside Kyle Ainsworth for the Sunbelt Basketball Association summer season finale. Can't believe we're here. Game 10 total. We've covered 9 of them. First game against Tampa Executive. We were not on the broadcast, but it was still successful nonetheless. But Kyle, should be an interesting game. We got a Memphis team that is really good at dunking. They used up every bit of the game yesterday against the St. Cloud Force, and it's a battle of the undefeateds. Memphis is 1-0, Sarasota 8-0. So it's the battle of who leaves this summer completely undefeated.
Well, the 8-0 holds a little more weight than the 1-0, but Memphis did look good yesterday. They did. They ran the ball. They're fast, they're quick, and both teams kind of want to play the same way. So it'll be interesting to see what gives today.
100%. So we've got starters to let you know about. For Memphis, we've got number 1, the dunking king himself, DeCorio Smith, 8 of the total 10 dunks yesterday. Number 2, Phil Horton. And no, he's not related to Tim Hortons. Number 4, Tadarian Moore. Number 5, Donovan Wilson. And finally, the three-point king and one of the spark plugs on this Memphis Blues team, number 20, Dontarian Wright. And, I mean, you look at that roster, they're kind of like the Sarasota Lions. you really don't know who to double cover, and they're very good at staying spread out and passing the ball to the hottest guy.
Well, Memphis had 3 guys 28 or more points yesterday.
Yes, they did. So we've got the Sarasota Lions starters. Number 1, Mr. Grandpa himself, who set his career high in this Sunbelt Basketball Association Summer League with 40 points last night. Number 1, Tim Hagee. Number 9, with the orange and green basketball shoes, Jalen Smith. Number 23, KJ Robinson, one of the tallest players on the floor. Number 30, Anthony Lakai, who's really burst onto the scene in the past few games. And number 55, Caleb Gilbert, who we've also seen kind of that dark horse from the three-point line, but he's one of those guys that you just cannot overlook because doesn't matter if he's got a ton of points or not a lot. Any one of these guys on this Sarasota team and Memphis cannot disrespect any of these rosters. They can burn you if you're not careful.
You know, I got here about an hour early before tip-off, and I was watching shoot-around Zachary Brent. He was shooting. Coach John Meyer was rebounding, passing the ball, and, man, he was hitting every shot he took, and then he looks at me and he says, these boys are cooked. I got here way too early. So we'll see what Zachary Brent's got in store for us today.
We'll see if it's a positive thing, unlike the Denver Broncos experiment with Russell Wilson of Broncos Country Let's Ride and let him cook now. So right. I don't know. We'll see if the Mrs. Dash spices or the salt and pepper finally kicks in to see what happens. I don't know. But at the end of the day, all jokes aside, should be an entertaining and interesting game. Both of these teams have very similar skill levels in what they do. But we'll see what they're able to accomplish. Sarasota in the black jerseys with red numbers, and the Memphis Blues coming all the way from Memphis, Tennessee, in the blue uniforms with the bottom part of the jersey in a grayish white and the city logo on the top, similar to that of the Utah Jazz in the NBA. We've got things started right away. Memphis with possession off the tip. Going quickly, Donovan Wilson standing at 6'1", passes it off. This will be the first three-point shot of the game, and it's good by Tadarian Moore. He had 2 total points last night, already got 3.
Way to get his day started there.
This will be Caleb Gilbert trying to answer, and am I suspecting a three-point war? We've got 2 threes in 28 seconds.
Well, if there's anything we know, both of these teams can make the 3, and they're not afraid to just fire them.
So Tadarian Moore trying to get started fast, and he gets fouled on the 3 by Tim Hagee. Rare first foul for Tim. Usually gets about 2 fouls a game, but not usually this quickly. But so far, only shots that have been taken and successful have been 3. So we'll see what comes of these free throws here. First one is good for Tadarian Moore. Again, only 2 points yesterday. 2 points, 6 assists, 9 rebounds, and 5 steals. So sometimes when the shot doesn't fall, you do everything else really, really well, and that's what he did in that win against St. Cloud.
Well, however you can contribute is helpful for any team, right? But now he has all the points so far early on the day, doubling his point total yesterday.
So 2 for 3 from the free throw line. The Memphis Blues retake the lead. Sarasota still looking for their first lead. 5-3 here early. Hasn't even been a minute yet in this first quarter, and both of these offenses are already on fire. Tim Hagee for 3, little short, bounces off of KJ Robinson. They throw it ahead, but just a little too high there for Phil Horton. Tim Hagee and also Caleb Gilbert were there, so not sure how much they would have gotten through, but the coverage on defense there, staying locked. They throw it into Lakai. Oh, my goodness. He was halfway under the hoop and threw it back up for the shot. Tie game, and it goes flying into the stands. You know, Kyle, the ball went to you 3 times yesterday. It went to me once. Whatever it is, the ball, I guess, likes to find us, this weekend.
Yeah, we're kind of in the ball magnets today. That's all right, though. To be signed up for.
Exactly. Makes it more fun.
Keeps the head on a swivel.
Yes. Pass off to the corner. This is a 3 if it goes. No. Jalen Smith. No. Wait a minute. Jalen Smith had it, and then Tadarian Moore stripped it, but his foot was on the line, so Sarasota ball. 5-5 game here in the first quarter.
I like seeing both these teams really playing loose here early on, not afraid to push the pace.
Tim Hagee, Lakai had the last bucket made, passing it back to Hagee. Hagee will do a long three off the mark. Rebound there by Donovan Wilson. Last night he had 4.6 rebounds. This will be a three if it goes in and out. That shot was halfway down. Rebound, no, and that gets tossed off of Caleb Gilbert. Heads up, high IQ play there by Dontarian Wright. This man, between him and Phil Horton, you got to be careful with those two guys. Honestly, there's a three-headed monster on this team that you have to watch out for. Number 1, DeCorio Smith. Number 2, Phil Horton. And number 20, Dontarian Wright. 32, 31, and 28 points last night. Cannot let those guys get established here if you're Sarasota.
Well, now it's starting to look like you might want to watch out for Tadarian more.
Exactly. This will be a three if it goes, and that's a three ball. The second one of the day for Tadarian Moore. Again, I hate to say this all the time, 2 total points last night. Sarasota trying to answer back. KJ Robinson goes into the paint, gets the ball taken away by Phil Horton. Smith, another three-point shot. This one a little too strong. Anthony Lakai pulls down the rebound. Good shoestring pass in there. KJ passes it off to Lakai. Smart play. Lakai lays it up to cut it back to 1. It's 8-7 with 7.5 left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Sarasota's going to have to play a little bit of team basketball, look for the open passes there.
Wow, that's another three, this time for DeCorio Smith. 2 for 13 from 3 last night, already making his first 3 of the game. 11-7. Tim Hagee trying to drive into the paint and cannot quite get it to fall.
Well, we know what Smith can do under the basket and around the rim. If he's able to, become a threat outside of the arc, that's going to create a lot of problems for the Sarasota Lions team.
At least for the Lions, they're keeping that paint collapsed to not allow the free shot underneath, but got to be able to cover the rest of everything else. Lakai going to work in the paint, passing it to Gilbert. Long three if it goes, and it's in! Again, I'm calling this first quarter a three-point war. It's 11-10. We're not even halfway through. We haven't even had our first media timeout yet, Kyle.
Yet. Caleb Gilbert trying to do what he can to keep his team within striking distance early on.
Tarian Wright, a little too strong. Good angle there. Gilbert to Smith. Trying to find an open spot. And the midi fader gets in. It's 12-11. Sarasota with their first lead of the game. This will be a catch-and-shoot three if it goes. And Coach Meyer wanted an over-the-back shot, or over-the-back foul, no call. So Dontarian Wright reclaims the lead for Memphis. Tim Hagee driving in, had 2 men on him, and draws the foul. See if they call it in the act of shooting or just a common foul. And it looks like they're going to call it in the act of shooting, so he will get 2 free throws to try and at least tie it, if not eclipse the Blues once again to take the lead.
Well, you're certainly going to keep an eye on Dontarian Wright. He has the most professional experience on the court right now with G League tryouts for the Grizzlies and Washington.
Kind of reminds me of Tim Hagee as well. Mm-hmm. Both of these guys for both these teams come in with a lot of experience. They've been there, done that, been to college as well, and those kind of things are advantageous when you're either you're starting a new team or you're in a new league as well. So 1 for 2 for Tim Hagee. Good pass there. Oh my goodness, that was a great setup there for DeCorio Smith. Looking for Dontarian Wright. Right place, right time for the Memphis Blues. Jalen Smith on the other side tried to do the three. No good. 15-13 Memphis Blues. And they're starting to cook here in this first quarter. Still back and forth action, though. No team has been able to just take off with it. Kind of saw that action in both games yesterday. High pass, still passing it around. DeCorio Smith thought about the three. This will be in the corner if it goes. No. Rebound here by Donovan Wilson. Throws it up. No good. But he will go to the line to shoot 2.
And, in yesterday's game for Sarasota, we saw a low-scoring affair in that first half, especially that first quarter. This game, Memphis is forcing Sarasota to make their shots and find better and open looks, especially in the paint.
Well, we talked about yesterday, you can't rush your shot no matter if you think it's going to go in or not as that first free throw goes in. And I think so that'll be the media timeout now. 1 more free throw remaining when we return. But as I said that, you cannot force things, because especially if it's rushed. Because when you rush it, you're going to make mistakes. It's going to be a little bit off, and then you don't want to start creating wasted possessions. This goes for both teams because, in a game as competitive as this, we saw yesterday, St. Cloud against Memphis. You can't afford to make costly mistakes as you get into that Elam ending fourth, or even in the third quarter, because you saw what happened. I mean, St. Cloud almost stole that win. Because it got to the point where St. Cloud needed 9 points to win, Memphis needed 3. And then it got all the way down to, oh, my goodness, St. Cloud needs 2 and Memphis needs 1. And that was probably the most high-strung, stressful moment at the end there, because one team was like, okay, we got this, and then it was a turnover. But going back to that last night's game, that was the lowest-scoring game for Sarasota this whole summer. The lowest one before that, you have to go all the way back to June 9th against Tampa Executive when they won 84-58. So the teams throughout this summer series have all elevated, and it's been great competition down the stretch.
And you can kind of take credit here. I'm starting to feel the AC kick on, I think. And when I was talking to Tim Hagee, he said last night after the game, he said, not to make excuses, but it's really hot. The ball was slippery.
Oh, okay.
Ball was slippery, and that makes it tougher to play on the offensive side of things. Obviously, you're shooting a basketball. You don't want it moist and wet. So
sure.
Hopefully that kind of helps out here.
Tim Hagee a little bit short on the layup, goes out of bounds. Possession back to Sarasota. Yeah, I mean, anytime it's wet and slippery, the grip isn't the same either, so you have to play with that sort of problem as well. It's like football players trying to play on an icy or snowy field. It's just very hard to do that. Hagee with possession. Sarasota down by 3, 16-13. Going to work there on Phil Horton. Fadeaway jumper, and it's in. I mean, that was like Dirk Nowitzki-like, the way he was fading away on that 1 foot. 16-15 Memphis. Going with Phil Horton for 3, bouncing up high, and that just caught just enough of the top of that backboard out of bounds. Possession to Sarasota.
Yeah, we could be in store here for a back-and-forth game, so buckle up, everybody.
Yes. Click it or ticket. No, I'm kidding. Caleb Gilbert. Direct in traffic, finds Robinson. Thought about the 3, dumps it to Lakai. Smith trying to go to work. Nearly got double covered. Back to Gilbert. They've got 7 seconds. Gilbert says, hey, I'm going to do it myself and do something cool. Why not? He was halfway in the air, reversed it behind him. 17-16, Sarasota. And, man, we're not even remotely over halfway in this first quarter, and we've seen such excitement. No foul call there. Gilbert hit the floor, and that goes bouncing up. No good by Wilson. Pulled down by Lakai. And Sarasota has a chance to add to this 1-point lead. Gilbert driving into the paint, passing it to Smith. Corner 3. If it goes, it's in. Oh, my goodness.
Great job there by Jalen Smith to find that open corner there. Knock it down, young fella.
The green and orange shoe making their appearance today, and heavy defense as well. They're still fighting for it. He got the ball. No, it nutmegs the one Blues player, and Caleb Gilbert gets it. They call the jump ball. I'm not sure if they're going to say that Caleb Gilbert didn't fully have possession, but they call a jump ball. I don't know where.
Possession arrow. They seem to be calling it towards Sarasota, but Memphis seems to disagree.
So Donzel Hill checks in for the Lions. Lakai will take a seat. I think they're still trying to figure that out. They're going over to the scores table to figure it out right now.
Either which way, great job by both Caleb Gilbert and Jalen Smith. His body's on the floor. That's a drill they teach you at a young age, is diving on the floor, getting gritty. And, without the presence of Nico Beta, that pest on the team, right? That energizes everybody. They need someone to step up, and it looks like both of them are willing to take that challenge.
Caleb Gilbert, we saw him do a little bit of that yesterday. Also saw Antoine Bradley do that as well. Oh, my goodness. Ball's bouncing everywhere. Blues send it down the court, and it's still going. Gilbert picks it up. Great defense to close that out to prevent the potential dunk attempt there. Oh, my. Jalen Smith is starting to heat up now. He went into the paint, just threw it up, wasn't even halfway to the basket, just tossed it. And Sarasota with their biggest lead of the quarter, 22-16. Fadeaway shot. No good. And an authoritative defensive rebound there by K.J. Robinson. Smith dumps it to Gilbert. Hagee in the corner for three, a little too strong. Hill picks it up, tried to throw it up there, a little too strong, gets it back, lays it up. That's been the theme. We've either seen all threes or intense layups in that paint.
Well, just in a blink of an eye there, Sarasota is now up 8.
But make no mistake, this Memphis team does not care how big your lead is or what you bring to the table. They're going to play hard. Long three-point attempt there, no good. Rebound to Caleb Gilbert.
I think what's really going to hinder Memphis here as the game goes on, it'll be interesting to see how they adjust, is their lack of depth compared to Sarasota.
Lack of depth indeed. Donzel Hill, no! The shot nearly fell in, just a little too strong on the rollback. Nearly had his 4th point of the game. And a driving layup there by Ontarian Wright. And that's correct, Kyle. Memphis only has 1 sub. Sarasota has 4. That's almost another 5 lineup there.
You can almost see platoon switches, if you will.
Yes. A missed shot there by Tim Hagee. Good passes here. KJ Robinson ate that shot. We talked to him in the pregame. He said, if they're going to come into the paint and I'm there, they're not dunking on me. And he just stood there like a brick wall and drives it in for the layup. He stood there like a brick wall, did not cause the dunk at all.
This Sarasota.
Wow. I thought for sure they were going to get somebody for blocking, but they called a charge, so.
Wow. I was not expecting that.
No, me neither.
I was saying, though, this Sarasota team, they're all feeling, every single one of them feels really comfortable right now.
Yes.
Especially around the rim. They're feeling loose. It's like they know this is the last game of the season, and they want to show out.
Got a timeout on the floor for Memphis. I think to go back to what you said about the potential substitutions, when St. Cloud and Memphis played yesterday, there were 3 total subs between the two teams. St. Cloud had 2, and Memphis had 1. So I think it was more of an equalized situation where both teams were tired. Both teams, it was not to say this isn't a level playing field game, but it was similar. And the thing that was impressive to me about how Memphis handled that, they had 3 guys get into serious foul trouble before the Elam ending 4th quarter. There were 3 guys with 4 fouls. You foul out at 5, but nobody fouled out. And I think with Sarasota having that depth that they have, it's a huge advantage, because if you have almost a whole starting 5 on your, or a whole another 5, I should say, on your bench, that's a huge advantage, especially as you get deep into a game.
I mean, yeah, it's clear as day. I mean, it doesn't really take a genius to realize that a fresh body is going to be more helpful down the stretch. So
right.
You may not see that impact right now as we're early on in this game, but I promise you, as the game goes on, they may not have anybody foul out, but they're going to be feeling it. They're going to have guys here up to, close to 30-plus minutes on the court compared to Sarasota having guys around 20.
Right.
Huge difference.
Exactly. 1:44 left here in this first quarter. Sarasota 26, Memphis 18. Jalen Smith will lead the brigade down the floor. Got 2 guys on him, trying to find an opening. Finds Donzel Hill, throws it up, no good, but he will go to the line to shoot 2. They've been trying to get the big man involved early and often here since he came off the bench.
They must believe they have an advantage down there with him. He probably the biggest guy down there.
Well, it's a huge advantage to have guys like him and Anthony Lakai that you can switch out, and there's not a huge drop-off between the 2 players. Hill, first free throw is good. That was a beautiful stroke there for the free throw, and that's another thing in games like this. Free throws are very important as well. Second free throw is in and out, so 1 for 2 from the line. Sarasota leads by 9. 27-18 is the score. KJ going to work on Dakario Smith. That shot is off. High pass, KJ Robinson. Tim Hagee does not get the shot up, and it's going to be a race to the basket. Memphis, good defense there. Oh, my goodness. They're trying to throw up the alley-oop, kind of like what we saw yesterday, but that's the one thing Sarasota has done a good job of in this first quarter. They have completely said, hey, you did all 10 dunks yesterday. You're not going to get it that easy against us.
Yeah, they're just clogging the paint. It's really all you got to take.
And that was a grown man move there by Donovan Wilson. He had to earn that shot, and he earned it. He did for Memphis, 27-20. Robinson directing traffic, working on Dontarian Wright, and they're gonna call offensive foul. I think they're gonna get Donzel Hill. I guess they're gonna get him for an illegal screen, or moving screen, I think.
Yep. Just wasn't completely set. Kind of went with the guy when using the screen.
Yeah. So less than a minute remaining here in the first quarter. 27-20, Sarasota. Robinson going to work again. This is underneath to Wilson, and it's intercepted by Smith, but intercepted on the other side there by Tadarian Moore. This will be a corner three if it goes in and out. Rebound, KJ Robinson. About a 2-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Sarasota going quickly. Smith pulls the trigger from three, in and out. Smith pounds it back to Hill and looked to be too strong, but caught just enough of the basket to roll in. He's got five, I believe. Yes. Memphis. They're going quickly and slowly at the same time, if that makes any sense at all. Fall away shot, no good. Donzel Hill. They're going to say last touch by Memphis. Sarasota has 0.4 seconds. We'll see if they do a catch and shoot or just hang on to the ball. 29-20, and they're just going to let it roll. That is the end of the first quarter. And we will take a quick break. We had an entertaining interview with the Sarasota Superfan. Check it out. Once again, good afternoon and welcome into the Sunbelt Basketball Association live stream pregame. And my name is Conrad Volch alongside Camden the Superfan. Now, you've been deemed the Superfan by a few people here for the Sarasota Lions. How do you feel about that?
I'm happy with that.
You're happy about that?
Mm-hmm.
What makes a good Superfan?
Coming to all of the games and supporting them a lot.
So, one of the things we've gotten to see you do is one of the contests at the break where you have to put the big jersey on, the big shorts, and then you have to go make a layup. What does it take to be successful at doing that?
It takes skill and it's kind of hard to explain, but it mostly takes skill.
Well, we got some time. What kind of skill does it take?
Basketball skill.
Basketball, yeah. I don't think I have basketball skills. I was stuck playing football. But is basketball your favorite sport?
Yeah.
What about basketball makes it your favorite sport?
It's fun. It's one of the most entertaining sports to watch. And yeah, it's just really fun. You
like seeing guys dunk, huh? Mm-hmm. Well, we got another game coming up today against Memphis. They're really good at dunking. They actually had 10 of them yesterday. Do you expect to see a lot of dunks tonight?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite player on Sarasota? If you have one.
I have a couple. Number 13, he left. Number 8, he also left. And then number 1.
Okay, cool. Well, Camden, the Superfan, it's been great getting to sit down and talk to you, and I hope you enjoyed today's game. Good to see you. And we welcome you back here into the Sunbelt Basketball Association live stream. My name is Conrad Volch alongside Kyle Ainsworth. Entertaining first quarter, but second quarter action, we'll see what the storyline is here for both of these teams.
Yep, Sarasota leading Memphis Blues 29-20 here as we have a couple new faces entering the game here for Sarasota. Zachary Brent checks in. We told you what he was thinking about doing today. And Malik Watson also checking in for Sarasota, the new guy. As Tim Hagee now pushing the offense. Rejected there by Jacob Smith. We'll come back the other way for Memphis.
Very quick defensive action on both sides for these teams. Again, very fast-moving first minute, as we saw in the first quarter.
Decorio Smith tries to get something going there. They're going to call a foul. It's going to be a shooting foul on number 10, Donzel Hill. It's going to be his first team foul of the quarter. My apologies. It looks like they called that one on the floor. I thought he was in a shooting motion. Smith will retain it. And a clock mishap, so we'll re-inbound.
Sense of urgency starting to kick in for both of these teams before halftime.
Dontarian Wright now will control the offense. He'll cut through, lays it in. Dontarian Wright gets the scoring started for Memphis here in the second. Antoine Bradley now finds Hagee. Hagee will take the high screen. Down to Hill. Nice little pass there, but rejected at the rim. Dontarian Wright doing it both on both sides of the court. That one gets a little arrogant pass going right at you, Conrad.
Hey, they finally got Mr. O that time. For those who don't know, Mr. O is our high and mighty producer, and without him, we are not looking as great or sounding as great as we do.
Shout out Mr. O. Kadarian Moore now. He'll take the deep three. Not there. Hagee will bring it up. Out there to Bradley for three. No. Offense is starting a little slow here in the second. Easy find there. Dontarian Wright up to 10 now.
Sarasota yet to score here in this second quarter. Longest scoring drought of the game for them.
Sammy Hagee cuts through. Can't find the rim. Here come the Blues trying to cut more into this lead. Moore calling actions. Horton posting up. Fades away. Just rims out of there. Here comes Brent. See what he's got in action. He was feeling good in practice. Lays that one short. 2-on-1 action here for the Blues. They'll take the pull-up three. Nothing going there for Smith.
It's almost like Dacario Smith wanted to dunk it, but decided to shoot the three at the last second.
As Antoine Bradley's shot there is strong. They'll find Horton. He'll take on the mismatch on Hagee. Can't put it in. Great defense by Hagee, but Horton able to stay with his shot and put it in for his first basket of the day.
That's the huge thing. It's one thing to get second and third opportunities, but you got to cash in, and good movement there by Memphis to be able to cash in there.
Brent now. Midi, I think that one got tipped. As Hill try to fight for that rebound, but steps out of bounds. So we'll stay on this side. We'll go Memphis side as we have a substitution here. Looks like Anthony Lakai will check in for the Lions.
And just that quickly, we're back to a 3-point game. This got as high as 9, and even 10 as well. But Memphis has found something here in the second quarter.
Oh, they're on a 6-0 run here in the second quarter as this three goes through.
Make that 9.
Got a tie ball game here thanks to Phil Horton. Hagee now, he'll take the screen from Lakai. Turns it over but tries to get it back, and we'll go Memphis' way.
Malik Watson thought it went off the ankle of one of the Blues players, but the referee said no. So Memphis has a chance to take the lead for the first time since the first quarter.
Early on in the first quarter at that. Smith, always a threat when the ball's in his hands. Horton, deep three, no. Zachary Brent will take the ball himself down to Hagee, lays it in, and Sarasota gets on the board for the first time here in the second.
Kadarian Moore looked like he got hit in the thigh area by the scorer's table. See how he does dealing with that.
As Dontarian right there with the little midi ties this up. Bradley, his three-pointer, goes through. Antoine Bradley, welcome to the game.
See the bench reaction to that, and that anytime there's a big shot or a thundering dunk, it's a good thing to get it's a good little thing to get the team going.
Yep. The reverse lay, no. Brought down by Malik Watson. Hagee, his deep three. Hits the back brick wall. And we will have our first media timeout here in the second quarter.
Yeah. One thing I've started to notice is Tadarian Moore kind of reminds me of Jose Alvarado from the New Orleans Pelicans. On that last play, he was trailing Malik Watson. He was like a snake waiting to pounce on that ball. And I think if he's not scoring, he's doing everything else. And he had 5 steals last night. And for Sarasota, they got to watch out for him because he got his buckets early in that first quarter. But in order to not have those wasted possessions and finish and keep this Memphis Blues team at bay, they're going to have to watch out for Tadarian Moore on the defensive side.
Tadarian Moore, the 6-foot guard at a Talladega College up there in Memphis, Tennessee. He's, like you said, he's kind of been all over the place. At being 6 feet tall, he might be one of the shorter guys on the court. Kind of got to be that best, right? But he's also shown a capability today to find the bottom of the net. So you got to keep a close eye on him. But we've seen a lot of similarities to this game compared to Memphis's game yesterday, when it's been that back and forth, a game of runs, if you will. And we said that yesterday. Memphis has now found themselves on a run here today early on in the second, as we are about ready here to resume action in the second quarter. Just over 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Sarasota still has that 34-31 lead.
Well, that's the thing. When you have two great teams playing against each other, it's going to be, number one, who wants it more, and who's going to make the least amount of mistakes.
Well said. Moore here calling actions. Looking for a high screen here by Jacob Smith. He'll swing it out to Dontarian Wright. He'll try and make things happen. Chops in, but he gets mobbed down in that paint. Lions defense not letting that one happen.
Good defensive move there by Malik Watson.
Bradley. Deep 2. No. Blues retain possession. That's Moore. The triple try there, not going. Smith gets the rebound. Will try and put it back up himself. Good defense, but this one, we're going to have a foul now here. Looks like Dontarian Wright will have 2 shots. That was on Anthony Lakai, his first second team foul of the quarter.
Yeah, one thing we've seen throughout this weekend is no lead is safe. And I think for Sarasota, this is one of the teams that Memphis that they don't care what the score is. They're still going to play as hard as if they're behind. And
we've seen that perfect example here. If you want to beat Memphis, you have to get the knockout punch, and Sarasota has yet to find that one.
That is true. Very low-scoring second quarter.
Yes.
Thus far.
Yes, it has been.
But that's what happens when the defenses are on point for both teams.
Zakari Brent now. Over to Bradley. Lakai. Hagee. Takes the high screen from Lakai. He looks for Lakai. Nope. Bradley now. Pumps. Travel called there on Malik Watson. And we saw that to be a common theme yesterday in both games. The travel is being called fairly often by this officiating crew.
Especially in that first game, St. Cloud versus Memphis.
Yes, a lot of travels in that game, more than I probably have ever seen, honestly. This 3-ball goes through. Phil Horton. Up to 8 now. Gives Memphis the lead back here. A couple lead changes now here in the second quarter. Brent. His 3. The answer, no.
Looks like Lakai got fouled underneath, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Looks like they're going to call that a shooting foul. So Lakai here has an opportunity to tie this thing back up at 36.
Foul was against Dontarian Wright. Just his first foul of the game.
Memphis has seemed done pretty well so far, limiting their fouls. And Caleb Gilbert will check in for Antoine Bradley here. As Lakai still has one more shot. That one goes through for him. 1-point game now here. Just about 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half. More. Good cut there. Better defense as Wright tries to make it happen himself. Kicks out to Smith for three. Yes, sir. DeCorio Smith with his second three of the day increases the Memphis lead to 4.
Had 2 total threes in the game yesterday. He's got 2 in the first half.
Brent gets on the scoreboard for his first basket of the day. Cuts that Memphis lead in half. More. 3. No. Lakai rebound.
He had to steal that one away from Jacob Smith because he was halfway up on that one.
Zachary Smith lost his footing there. Retains possession, though. Trying to make something happen. His midi. Yes, it goes. Don't let that man get hot. We've seen him wreck defenses.
He scored 5 straight here for Sarasota, and, I mean, kind of like that Black Mamba for Kobe Bryant. Once he starts going, good luck stopping it.
Exactly. Rebound Watson. Kari Brent's kind of got that look in his eyes right now. 3 ball. Here comes Wright. Thought about he was pulling up for that 3, but great defense there by Malik Watson coming up from behind like a snake. He'll take a midi strong.
And if you're Sarasota, it's very important you have quality possessions down the stretch here because this could easily, the momentum could carry over into the locker room going into the third quarter for either team.
And that 3 is short. Momentum is huge in games like this. Caleb Gilbert finds Hagee. Hagee goes baseline, gets fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
And we've yet to see Sarasota go into the halftime behind this entire summer series.
Correct. And
so if Memphis does this, that'd be the first team to do that thus far. I've still got 96 seconds left, but that would be an accomplishment if Memphis is able to do that.
And Memphis has certainly played them the hardest up to this point in a game. That's without saying.
100%. I mean, we've seen quality opponents come through here. St. Cloud against this team, Lions Perception, Huskies USA. I mean, all these teams have played them hard. It's just the difference being is Sarasota has found that run in the third quarter nearly every game to pull away.
As Tim Hagee splits his free throws. Hagee, 3. No. Rebounded Smith. He's out to the corner. 3 ball. Goes through. Memphis just keeps on fighting. Phil Horton up to 11 now. 42-40.
Mishandled pass there. They had Zachary Brent in the corner, but couldn't quite hang on to it. And this is going to be an entertaining next minute and 7 because the 3-point is starting to get established again for Memphis, and they're very dangerous when they get that established.
And Sarasota still looking for somebody to kind of find their mojo. It's kind of been a team effort to this point around the scoring end of things. It's going to be Wilson, fadeaway, no. Lakai down there to get it. Zachary Brent, Malik Watson, my apologies, comes up with it. Watson now will shoot for 3. No. Rebounded Smith. Smith trying to penetrate, takes ops to the midi, does not go. Lakai rebound, 30 seconds on the game clock. Brent, little dance, shoots it. 2, a deep one, ties this game up at 42.
Shot clock is turned off here for both of these teams. We'll see if Memphis holds for the final shot or if they try to go fast.
Smith put the shoulder into a guy. This lay doesn't go. Rebound on Lakai. They got 3 seconds now. Brent gets fouled on transition. It's going to be on Dontarian Wright. It's going to be his 4th foul. Did it say his 4th?
I don't think so.
Did I mishear that?
I think it was the 4th team foul.
Okay. Brent fires off the 3. No. So with that miss, we are knotted up at 42 here, entering halftime. First time we've seen Sarasota not go into halftime with a lead, let alone it being tied. They're usually going in with like a 10-point lead.
Right.
So now they got a different attitude going in the locker room. It will be interesting to see what Coach Meyer's got in store for this team in there.
Well, I think the big thing with that is how do you respond? Because, you know, throughout your previous 8 games, you've had a routine. You kind of have a slow start first quarter, then it starts building up. You go into a lead, you come out, have your magic third quarter, and then the rest is history. But when something different happens, how are you going to respond? And as Coach Meyer told us pregame in one of our games before, are you going to play down to their level? Or are you going to play good old-fashioned Sarasota ball? For Memphis, prime spot. They had St. Cloud in the same position in the game yesterday, and they finished it. But this might be a game we saw yesterday between Memphis and St. Cloud where it's an all-out war to the finish.
Well said, well said. Well, we got about 9 minutes here until second half action. Until then, enjoy these messages. We'll be right back.
Once again, good afternoon and welcome into the Sunbelt Basketball Association live stream pregame. And my name is Conrad Volch alongside Camden the Superfan. Now, you've been deemed the Superfan by a few people here for the Sarasota Lions. How do you feel about that?
I'm happy that.
You're happy about that?
Mm-hmm.
What makes a good Superfan?
Coming to all of the games and supporting them a lot.
So, one of the things we've gotten to see you do is one of the contests at the break where you have to put the big jersey on, the big shorts, and then you have to go make a layup. What does it take to be successful at doing that?
It takes skill and it's kind of hard to explain, but it mostly takes skill.
Well, we got some time. What kind of skill does it take?
Basketball skill.
Basketball, yeah. I don't think I have basketball skills. I was stuck playing football. But is basketball your favorite sport?
Yeah.
What about basketball makes it your favorite sport?
It's fun. It's one of the most entertaining sports to watch. And yeah, it's just really fun. You
like seeing guys dunk, huh? Mm-hmm. Well, we got another game coming up today against Memphis. They're really good at dunking. They actually had 10 of them yesterday. Do you expect to see a lot of dunks tonight?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite player on Sarasota? If you have one.
I have a couple. Number 13, he left. Number 8, he also left. And then number 1.
Okay, cool. Well, Camden, the Superfan, it's been great getting to sit down and talk to you, and I hope you enjoyed today's game. Good to see you.
This is Sports Thread, and this is the new free Sports Thread app, changing recruiting forever.
Once again, here we go. Know the name, know the flow.
The first social network made for athletes, where you can show your talent.
Thought I was weak, huh? You ain't see the work I put in all week, huh?
And where you can be seen by athletes, fans, and coaches nationwide. Upload all your stats to the app. Get exposure to college coaches. Get clout, and get certified with a check mark that will change your life. Join the squad. Download the Sports Thread app today. Sports Thread, it's always free.
Super Patch is the most advanced wearable technology in the market, with 15 plus years of research and development. Super Patches are 100% drug-free, non-invasive, and backed by science. Our skin absorbs and transmits information from many different types of stimulation. Every physical, emotional, and psychological function has a corresponding neural code or message in our brain that controls and regulates it. Due to factors such as injury, stress, genetics, etc., these neural codes can get disrupted, leading to poor health, wellness, and performance. At Superpatch, we've decoded these neural messages that manage the neural control of physical, emotional, and psychological functions. Every single super patch has a unique pattern of ridges in it, similar to a QR code. When these ridges come in contact with our skin, the receptors in and around our skin send a message to our brain which then decodes it. This intricate pattern of ridges is known as vibrotactile technology, or VTT for short. When the patch stimulates the skin receptors, it generates and sends a very complex signal to our brain to correct the specific neural codes that may be disrupted. The effects are almost immediate, so you focus less on overcoming wellness and quality of life challenges and more on living a happier and healthier life. Whether it's improving your sleep, enhancing your sports performance, or unlocking other life-enhancing benefits, Super Patch has you covered. Try Super Patch today and start your health and wellness journey. www.superpatch.com.
How's it going, everybody? Kyle Ainsworth here with head coach of the Sarasota Lions, John Meyer. Hey, man, I just wanted to say, as we approach the mere minutes of the final game of the season, it's been a pleasure watching you guys. It's been really fun. With that being said, what do you, as a leader of men, what do you want your players to take away from this summer series?
All I want them to take away really is how hard they worked and what they've overcome as a team. I mean, you've seen our team's completely different now than when we started. I mean, we've lost Man, Nico, Kobe, and Jordan throughout the year, so those have been tough losses. But, I mean, the way they battled back and really came together, I mean, one example I want to point out is KJ Robinson. I mean, when I first talked to him after training camp, I told him he was a practice squad player only and that he had to earn his spots. I mean, now look at him. He's my starting small forward out there. I mean, he really worked his ass off to get to where he is now, and I think that's a representation of our team and how everything's changed, starting lineups, players, personnel, but they really have overcome that, and I think that's something they could take away in life is overcoming adversity and understanding that you can get through anything.
And you speak on overcoming adversity and all that kind of stuff, which is amazing to see that come along with this team. To the kids watching out there, what can they take away from that exact message?
I mean, things may never go your way. I mean, one door closes, but you have to understand as another door closes, another door opens, and be ready to accept that and really just be able to change on the spot. I mean, times change, everything changes, and you just have to be ready to adapt and overcome whatever comes your way.
And the biggest point of this entire league was to put these players on a pedestal, maybe. And we saw it with Man. You mentioned him. He went to China.
Yep.
Great for him. The goal met there.
Yep.
Right? So with the season upcoming, trying to get more teams to join this league, what can they expect joining the SBA?
I mean, they can expect they're going to get, first off, they're going to get great competition, guys going at each other every game, but understand at the end of the day, we're all a league and we're all here for each other and to help build each other up. We're trying to get as much exposure as we can for our players, and I think we've been doing a good job of that with our live stream and the way you guys have been commentating our games. I think that's really great, and really giving them a professional setting and a taste of what it's going to look like once they get to that next level. Getting highlights, getting your name out there, creating a buzz around yourself is the biggest thing, and I think that's what we're accomplishing, and Man-Man's a great example of that.
He for sure is, and I wanted to touch up on your upcoming game here today.
Yeah.
You got Memphis coming into town, and based off watching the game, it's the first game that didn't involve you guys, and they looked great out there.
They did.
Okay, they had their guard out there dunking all over the place. What's your kind of your game plan going in to limit their fast-paced offense?
I mean, that is just controlling the pace of the play. I mean, we love to play fast, and they love to play fast, which is a great thing. But understanding with our guards, understanding when to slow down, when to take it easy, and I think they're more than well prepared for that. I mean, practices, games, whatever it may be throughout these last couple months, they're ready for it. They're ready for the fast pace. They're ready for the competition. And these guys are going to be ready to go today once the tip goes up.
That's awesome, Coach. Well, I don't want to hold you. I know you got to go do your thing here. Tip-off's in about 20 minutes, so good luck today.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome, man.
All right. Thank you.
John Meyer.
And welcome back to the Sunbelt Basketball Association here in the land of Sarasota, Florida at the Sarasota School of Arts and Sciences building. My name is Conrad Volch alongside Kyle Ainsworth. Cupid Shuffle is playing right now. Teams are out warming up for the second half.
Wait. For those,
Oh, no.
as we were walking back, getting ready to hop back on, Conrad was busting some moves with the Cupid Shuffle here. You missed it. I wish we could have gave you guys that little bit of entertainment.
Hey, man,
Would
look.
have broke a laugh or two.
Hey, man, sometimes you just gotta dance like no one's watching. But unfortunately, lots of people were watching. So I don't know.
Everyone saw.
But back to business. Tie game going into halftime, which in this summer series has never happened in this building for a Sarasota game. And, I think out of all these games, this has been one of the most clawed and prodded game for this Sarasota team. Because, we saw the back-and-forth action between Memphis and St. Cloud, but we're having, for the second straight day, more competitive basketball, and we'd love to see that.
It's very competitive. Sarasota finally feeling a little battle-tested here entering the second half, a half that we usually see them separate themselves. We'll see if Memphis made any adjustments. We'll see which teams made the correct adjustments going into here, because it's going to be an exciting, fun action here in the second half.
When the Elam ending fourth quarter started for game one yesterday, it was a 1-point differential. We'll see how close it is at the end of this third quarter. Last timed quarter of the game. Fadeaway shot no good there for Jalen Smith. This will be up for KJ Robinson, and it's forced down and picked up there by Dontarian Wright. 16 steals on the Sarasota side. Leading the way for Memphis is Dontarian Wright with 14, Phil Horton with 11, part of that three-headed monster from yesterday. Jalen Smith gets the defensive rebound. Tim Hagee held the 2 for 12 shooting in that first half, 6 points. He says, you know what, we'll make it 1 for 1 here in the second half. 44-42, Sarasota leads. Haven't seen anybody hit double figures yet for the Sarasota Lions. See who is the first one to get there here in the second half. So that's a missed deep three there for Memphis. Tim Hagee tossing it over towards Caleb Gilbert for three, in and out. KJ kind of lost his footing there. Driving it in is Donovan Wilson, misses the shot, and they're going to say foot on the line. Sarasota ball. 8:53 left here in the third. Still only one bucket thus far.
And, Tim Hagee now shooting 3 for 13. Shooters shoot, and expect him to keep on firing.
Jalen Smith, 4-3, might have gotten a piece of it there, was Dontarian Wright. This will be a pass over towards DeCorio Smith. Passing it to Moore. Corner three attempt by Dontarian Wright off the front. Lakai got a piece of it, couldn't quite handle it, and he will get credit for the steal there, made up for the previous play. Caleb Gilbert trying to find an opening, finally just takes it himself. Tim Hagee, pull-up jumper, and no good. Tossing it ahead. Could we see our first dunk? No. Thought DeCorio Smith was going to dunk it, decides to lay it up and in, and we are tied once again.
He thought about it.
Oh, yeah. Had 8 of them yesterday. No dunk attempts at all for either team in this game. Both players of the game in their respective games yesterday have been held in check by these teams, so good adjustments and utilization of film to see all that stuff that had happened yesterday. Missed 3-point that they're there. Rebound to Darian Moore. And this is Donovan Smith, covered by KJ Robinson. Horton will dump it off to DeCorio Smith, and he has been money from three today. Only 2 made threes at all of yesterday, and he's up to, I believe, 3 threes already, and we're still in the third quarter. 47-44, Memphis regains the lead. KJ Robinson, deep 2 if it goes in, bouncing off. Lakai gets the offensive rebound. KJ back to Lakai. They'll toss it over to, finds its way to Caleb Gilbert for 3. Little too strong. Rebound Donovan Wilson, and they're going to get Lakai for the foul. Not sure if they're going to call a reach-in or a holding.
3 not falling right now for Sarasota early in this second half.
A foul took place under the basket. They will have to go the length of the floor. Jalen Smith covering Tadarian Moore. Full court press in effect here for Sarasota. And another foul. They're going to say no shot. It's going to be, was not in the act of shooting. So another common foul. 2 common fouls called in the last, I want to say, 18 seconds in favor of Memphis. So they'll inbound it right underneath the basket with a chance. And they're going to do catch and shoot 3, and it goes in for Phil Horton. And just like that, 6-point lead for Memphis to start to get about halfway through this third quarter.
Memphis coming out a little bit hotter than Sarasota.
8-2 run here in this third quarter. Caleb Gilbert says enough of that, and it's 50-46 Memphis.
That might be where Sarasota needs to make their money, is around the basket in the mid-range shot.
Gilbert, first Lion to hit double figures with 10 points. Good kick out by Memphis. This will corner 3 if it goes, and it's in. Phil Horton, again, the 3-headed monster yesterday. DeCorio Smith, Phil Horton, and Dontarian Wright for the Blues. Starting to get established here in the third quarter. Sarasota has to figure out a way to equalize it, as that's a missed shot there. Try to kiss the glass and fall in for KJ Robinson. Nothing doing. Euro stepping, falling down shot, no good. Jalen Smith with the rebound. Tim Hagee, pull-up three-pointer, no. And rebound Lakai, puts it back up, no. Looked like he might have been able to take another couple steps and try to lay it up and in, but decided to pull it. 3 ball, and they are just falling like flies. And that forces a rare timeout, or no. I think it's a media timeout, I think. Haven't heard the announcements. Either immediate timeout or Sarasota.
Yeah, media timeout comes after a dead ball.
So Sarasota, a rare timeout before. Usually we see media and then maybe they'll take 1 or 2 throughout the rest of the game. But if you're Memphis, this is exactly what you want. You're forcing Sarasota into uncomfortable waters because they're down by 10. 56-46 Memphis. And Memphis is feeling good about themselves. Called timeout, or forced Sarasota to call timeout. And if you're Sarasota, forget about covering the dunks in the paint. They're going to have to start forcing Memphis back into the paint because the threes are starting to fall.
Yeah, they got the hot hand right now. But, you mentioned the timeout there. It was a very much needed timeout. It's the first time Sarasota's kind of had their backs against the wall in the third quarter here. So curious to see what adjustments they make. They're playing well defensively. There's nothing wrong they're really doing here, but Memphis is just, quite frankly, they're just making their shots. And sometimes that's just what it comes down to.
And like we said in the first half, in a game like this, who's gonna make the fewest mistakes and who's gonna capitalize on possessions? Tim Hagee gets that one stolen away. Gilbert and DeCorio Smith, another layup. Still haven't seen him dunk today.
DeCorio Smith's comfortable around the rim.
Hagee trying to find an open man, finds Hill. Sarasota down by 12, 58-46. Jalen Smith goes through traffic, lays it up and in, cuts it back to 10, 58-48, under 5 minutes left. Zachary Brent, Malik Watson waiting to check in. This will be taken here by Tadarian Moore. Quick pass. Phil Horton decides to pull it from 3, in and out. Rebound, Donzel Hill. And no, it gets stolen back. And he doesn't make the shot, does Dontarian Wright, but they will get the foul call on Donzel Hill. And free shots here for the Blues, and that's just a mistake you cannot make. You have a great defensive stand, and then you turn it right back over. But we'll see how the free throws have gotten cleaned up for Memphis. First one is tried and true, and especially now, free throws are all important, no matter if you're Memphis or Sarasota here in this third quarter.
Well, going back to that turnover, those are just like you said, those can't happen at this phase in the game. When you're down this much, especially with that Elam ending approaching, you need to be cleaned up because you have to make this a closer game. So you can't just give up 3 points right now.
1 for 2 from the line. and missed shot again. 2 misses there by Tim Hagee. And they try the dunk attempt. Alley-oop, it's going flying towards our direction and goes out of bounds. So possession back to Memphis, but again, Sarasota is stonewalling that paint because they tried that alley-oop action we saw last night where Phil Horton was trying to set up Dacario Smith, but Zachary Brent said, yeah, no, you're going to have to go through me there. So to Darian Moore, back over to Phil Horton, who's started to heat up from 3, going against Malik Watson. Pulls it, and he cannot miss right now, whether it's a long 2 or a 3 ball. 61-48, Memphis. Jalen Smith finds Malik Watson, nearly gets it stolen. Tim Hagee, corner 3, and his shot just has not been able to fall. Zachary Brent underneath, just too strong. Hagee gets moved around. Jalen Smith from the charity stripe moves in a little bit, bouncing it up, and Zachary Brent can't get it to fall. And back come the Blues.
Sarasota just can't buy a bucket.
Ontarian Wright gets stood up there by Donzel Hill. Smith to Hill. Tries to sneak through the mess and gets fouled on the way to the basket. He's 1 for 2 from the line. We'll see what he can do here when he goes to the line. But he had some quality shots when they got him involved in the paint earlier in that first half. He's got 5 points in the paint. 5 points total, 4 in the paint. First free throw is up and good. 3:14 left here in this third quarter, and Sarasota's in a position we haven't seen them in this Sunbelt Basketball Association Summer Series as they're behind by double digits. And, again, as I said, going into halftime, how are you going to respond to it? As now Donzel Hill goes 3 for 4 from the charity stripe today. And that's big because now you cut it down to 11. But for Memphis, you've got Sarasota right where you want them. And for Sarasota, it's either do you play your game or do you panic? And if you panic, you can make more mistakes. In and out 3 ball. Zachary Brent picks up the rebound, and he's got that killer instinct in his eyes. Misses it. Malik Watson. This is a corner 3 if it goes. Too strong for Tim Hagee. Just has not been able to find his shot today. This will be a corner 3 for Memphis. Too strong. Rebound Donzel Hill. Malik Watson going the other way. He's got an open lane, and he gets rejected. Might have gotten contacted. No call. And driving it in. Missed shot, but rebound Memphis. That's Jacob Smith. And that'll go against Zachary Brent. First foul for him, 4th team foul for Sarasota.
It's really not working out for Sarasota right now when they get into their half-court offense. They're really going to need to push the ball a lot, especially just on a simple defensive rebound. You're going to need your guards running in action right off the break. You're going to have to limit who you have in that paint, crashing the boards, and try and push the tempo a little bit, and just to get yourself back into this thing.
Right. First free throw is no good for Jacob Smith, the 6'7" forward out of Pensacola, Florida. Tallest player on this Blues team. Second tallest is Phil Horton, standing at 6'6". 62-50, 1 for 2 from the line. Tim Hagee trying to establish something here for Sarasota. And he'll try the long 3 halfway down and out. Rebound, Dacario Smith, guarded by Malik Watson. Tried the no-look shot, nearly went in, and it does go in that time by Ontarian Wright, 64-50. 2 minutes remaining here in the third. Zachary Brent going to work in the paint, flips it up, no good. Sarasota just cannot buy a shot right now. They're in position, just cannot get them to fall, and that is a travel. Rare travel call in this game. Comes in I think it's the first one we've seen in this third quarter, but we'll see what Sarasota can do with it. We heard the song trying to play was Walk It Out, and as we heard from our producer, maybe that's what the theme is, just walk it out. Oh, walk it out. I don't know. I try walking it out, but sometimes you sit for so long, the oil kind of wears off. Heard a whistle here, trying to figure out what's happening.
Might have a timeout here, media timeout potentially.
So we'll take a quick break. Again, Memphis 64, Sarasota 50. We'll be back right after these messages. Welcome back into the SBA Network. Conrad Volch alongside Kyle Ainsworth. 1:46 left, and then the Elam rule ending takes place in the fourth quarter. Kyle, Memphis, it's like they picked up right where they left off yesterday against a very good Sarasota team. Largest lead for either team, 14 points, and this next minute, 46 seconds, is not only important for Sarasota, but for Memphis as well, as once that ends, you add 21 to the team that's leading, and that's your target score. And it helps a lot when you've got a higher score, and if you're the team that's down, cutting into it helps as well. Antoine Bradley, who just checked in, cuts the lead back to 12. We'll see if they can get him going here in the waning stages of the third quarter.
Well, this is really going to test Sarasota as they chant defense on the bench, from the players to the coach. This is their first time facing adversity straight in the face.
Fadeaway shot in traffic. Phil Horton puts it back up by 14. Tim Hagee, see if he can find his shot here. Goes into the paint, muscles through, and gets it to go. 54-66.
Really need him to get going.
Corio Smith, Zakari Brent all over him, and they throw it behind. And that's those mistakes we're talking about. So far, Memphis has done a good job of eliminating a lot of those mistakes. And we'll see if Sarasota can continue to cut into this lead before the fourth quarter.
Force the mistakes, capitalize on the mistakes.
Bradley, good move into Malik Watson, and it's a 10-point game. I mean, he came flying in out of nowhere. The guy that covered him too late. And you can hear the roar from the bench. Tim Hagee stapled to Tadarian Moore. Crowd coming alive here. Hagee going to work and forces the turnover.
I don't know what was said in that huddle during that media timeout, but this team just came out on fire. Something lit up. A light under their behind.
Or as I like to say,
to keep it PG.
Pouring gasoline on an already lit fire. Fire is starting and gas is igniting it even more. Bradley, Zakari Brent in the corner. He'll say, I'm going to try the three, and he puts it up. 66-58, and there's the first dunk of the game by Phil Horton. Back to 10. Tim Hagee has possession. See what he does with it here. This is the highest energy we've seen Sarasota play this whole game. Malik Watson takes a tumble out of bounds. Still remains with Sarasota. 11.9 remaining. No shot clock for the remainder of this quarter. Hagee heavily stapled to by Moore, and we've got a foul. I think they're going to get an elbow there on Tadarian Moore, I believe.
He was just all over him.
Third foul against Tadarian Moore. It's really the only Blues player in foul trouble, if you want to call it that. Tim Hagee gets free and gets it to fall. We've got an 8-point game again. 9.3 seconds left. We'll see what Memphis does with it. Will they hold it for the final shot or try to maybe do a 2-for-1? DeCorio Smith from 3, off the mark, no good. And what a push by Sarasota. Sarasota was down by as much as 14, and this is huge. They cut it down to 8. 21 points. Target score is 89, and I think it's doable for both of these teams. Just like the St. Cloud Force against Memphis Blues yesterday, you can't declare a winner because when both of these teams go on those runs and are heavy pushing on offense, they are so hard to stop.
Well, I'll say Sarasota did their job out of that media timeout. Whole goal was we're not going to make it all up right now. We got to go piece by piece. All right, that's what they did. They cut that lead. I think they were down 12 or 13 going into that media timeout. Now down 8. So they did their job. Now they have to go out there and they got to score 29 for Memphis scores 21.
Exactly. It's going to be an absolute fight to the finish. But that's what it's all about. This is also the first time we've seen Sarasota go into the Elam-ending fourth quarter with being behind. And as we saw yesterday in that Memphis St. Cloud match, that was the first time that the visitor team on the scoreboard it was the first time the visitor on the scoreboard had a lead going into the fourth quarter as well. So, again, this is the second straight game we've seen that happen. So we'll see what happens. But we've got the between third and fourth quarter action in our Sarasota super fan competing once again, along with another fan. Got to put the big pair of shorts and jersey on, and then you got to take the ball and make a layup. And they're off to the races. Who's going to make the layup first? Oh, they both miss. Super fan Sarasota makes it. And what a performance there. Going to miss seeing that after this summer series concludes today because, as we said yesterday, I can't even imagine trying to – I remember being that young and that small and trying to fit in clothes that big and not tripping is, I think, a skill in and of itself.
Would those be tight on you now?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
What are you trying to say, Kyle?
I don't know.
I was going to say we could really take this outside. No, I'm kidding.
Be right back.
Shoot, that might as well be an Olympic sport in and of itself. Which, by the way, the women's USA national team for the women's basketball won their 8th straight gold medal in a barn burner of a game against France. Final score 67-66. And, the men won it against the same France team. That's the first time in Olympic history that the men's and women's team have played the exact same teams. But, it's been competitive. The women's 4x I think 400 won yesterday.
Both men's and women's.
Yeah. So we got a whistle.
And here we are for action.
So we had also there was an American that won the 1,500 and the 5,000 bronze medal. That's the first time an American has done that ever. 2 times in the same.
And it looks like they're just trying to set the target score on the scoreboard.
DeCorio Smith decides to sit next to us to wait for the
join the broadcast, it appears.
He had to drink his imaginary Red Bull to give him some wings, I guess. So it's kind of fun over here. Get to have some clever banter and wait for the scoreboard to get updated, and there it is.
There we go. So we are now ready for fourth quarter action here. Target score 89. As the Blues will do the inbounding and have the ball first. As the defensive chance continue. This 3-ball. No. Rebounded Brent. Here come the Lions. Their first offensive possession here in the fourth. It will be controlled by Tim Hagee. We'll take the high screen. Hagee will take the deep 2. Puts it through. Tim Hagee gets the scoring started here for the Lions.
And he has really started to find it here. And I'm going to say it, just like Kobe Bryant in his prime Laker days, might have had not the greatest first 3 quarters, but you got to watch him out in the fourth quarter.
This 3-ball from the corner, deep 2, does not go anyway. Tim Hagee will push the tempo. Pull up 3, goes through! Tim Hagee, how about it? Getting hot.
5-0 run to start the fourth, Kyle, and this is I would not want to be on defense trying to guard Tim Hagee right now.
65-68, Memphis leads it. A strong move, offensive foul. How about it, Donzel Hill willing to take a body.
That dude just got up, pointed to the bench, and just walked off. But that's how you got to play it.
Yep.
You have to treat it, no matter which team you are, you got to treat it like it's just a regular thing.
Everybody's got a roll. We're going to clean up some of the moisture of the sweat left after that foul.
As the PA system at your local grocery store probably says every once in a while, clean up on aisle 5. Except in this instance, clean up aisle in the paint.
In the restricted zone.
Yes.
Well, a little outside, but yeah. All hands on deck here.
I didn't know this was a pirate ship.
Hey, man. Maybe it is, and you just don't know it.
I guess I don't, but that's okay.
Gasparilla's not too far from here.
No, definitely not.
Tim Hagee now will bring the ball up, calling out actions. Donzel Hill will come up. He will receive the screen. Hagee for 3, and 1! Count it! Tim Hagee, how about it? We'll have a chance for a 4-point play and give the Sarasota Lions their first lead since the first half.
You know, it's crazy to think because when this fourth quarter started, it was Memphis needed 21 and Sarasota needed 29. Now it's all even again.
Yep. And that one will go long. We are knotted up at 68. First one to 89 wins it. Memphis, their first basket of the day. Dontarian Wright saying you're a little too small is what he pointed at. Hagee still calling out actions. He's going to take it himself. Not going there. Rebounded Brent. Brent will pull it from deep for 3. He puts it in! Zakari Brent, how about it? Smith, 3 ball for Memphis, not going. Rebounded Watson to Hagee. Hagee, he'll take it himself from the free throw line, doesn't go. Rebounded, out to Brent. Goaltending called right there. It was halfway in the rim. There is still goaltending even though we're playing by FIBA rules.
Yeah, it's a goaltend. Once it touches the rim, you have a chance, but you cannot punch it under the hoop.
73-70, Sarasota leads it. Smith thought about it. 3 ball. Goes true. Memphis with an answer. Dontarian Wright. 73-73. Zakari Brent. Step back. 3. No. Rebound. Put back in. Malik Watson getting a part of the action.
He had to catch that while in the air, but not chuck it too hard. And what a move there to put it back.
Smith will take it himself. Euro step doesn't go. Rebounded Bradley. And there's going to be a foul there on DeCorio Smith. They will do the inbounding here right near us. Malik Watson will do the inbounding.
Getting a confirmation over by the scorer's table to make sure everything's updated.
Sarasota needs 14. Memphis needs 16. Hagee will grab it. A little pressure applied. Gets past his defender. Corner. 3. Bradley puts it in! Up to 8 now. 78-73. Moore. Looking for an answer. Finds Horton. 3 ball. Wow. Finds the back end of the cylinder. Dies and goes in.
I haven't seen a ball do that in a very long time, so he could try that 11 times out of 10 again, and it wouldn't do that.
11 times out of 10.
Yeah, I'm giving you 1 point for extra credit.
I'm going to say math ain't mathing.
And after all that, we've got a media timeout now. I mean, talk about, Memphis had Sarasota right where they wanted them. They did. 9-point lead. All you had to do was score 21. That's the easy part. Well, then there was a guy that we like to call, well, we don't like to call him, it's his actual name. Tim Hagee happened. And even when Tim Hagee's shot started to go stagnant again, Zachary Brent stepped up. I mean, the 3 ball is there. Antoine Bradley, Zachary Brent, and
Even Malik Watson got a little bit in the action there.
I mean, Kyle, the 3 missed. He caught it out of the air and tipped it, and it fell in.
Great athletic play there. This was a media timeout, but honestly, Memphis much needed timeout for them to kind of regroup themselves here because Sarasota, and I mean all of the momentum is pointing towards the Lions right now.
Well, that's exactly what we saw in that third quarter before this fourth quarter. The timeouts happened at the right time for either team, so we'll see how Sarasota responds because they've cut it back to 2. Sarasota only needs 11. Memphis needs 13. This is going to be just like last night again when Memphis played St. Cloud. It's going to be an absolute claw fest and war
I'll tell
to
you
get to the end.
What is one heck of a finish for the final game in the summer series. Sarasota will inbound. Lays it up, not going. Brent there trying to get it back up. He is fighting. Believe they're going to call maybe an over in the back or something there on Zachary Brent. So we will go the other way.
Yeah.
Just a second, first team foul.
Yeah, the effort was there. You can never doubt it, but you just got to be careful there to not make too many mistakes and get you closer to putting Memphis in the bonus here.
So Memphis here. I'm sure they are drained slim on the bench, but here comes Don Tarian Wright. He'll get fouled. So this will be a quick second team foul for Sarasota. Donzel Hill's 4th foul, so he's in trouble.
See, looks like Coach Myers getting ready to sub in KJ Robinson. We'll see who he replaces when he eventually comes in, but they think they're going to sit down Hill for a little bit.
Moore gives it out to Wright. Wright will take it himself. 2 bodies on him, can't do nothing. Hagee will slow it down. Hagee, pull up 3, puts it in! Tim Hagee! 81-76, Sarasota just needs 8. This 3 ball. Strong, rebounded Hill. Robinson, or Watson I should say. Mitty, he puts it in. Malik Watson, how about it?
Takeover mode has officially been activated for Sarasota right now.
Yes, it has. Smith, he'll get fouled. 3rd team foul. Hagee says that was on him.
This has gone beyond insanity here.
This 3 ball wide open. No. And that will be on Donovan Wilson. 3rd team foul for Sarasota. 4th team foul.
His 4th foul as well.
Looks like Memphis is just gassed. And Sarasota they look fresh. Hagee, 6 points away for the Lions. What a comeback this has been. Why not? Heat check. Rebounded Watson. Bradley back out to Hagee. Back to Bradley in the corner. Watson for 3. Ha ha! 3 ball by Malik Watson. Just 3 away now from the nail in the coffin.
Myers said 1 stop is all we need, boys. That's what he said.
86-76, he's right. Lays it in. Donovan Wilson. 86-78. You got to think they're thinking 3 here as the final countdown plays. Brent Deep 2. Rebound. Hagee. 3. Rebounded Brent. Another opportunity. 3 for the price of 1. Deep 3. Fouled. Oh my God, what a call. That takes some guts to make a call like that.
Yes. 2 games ago, we saw Tim Hagee get fouled on the 3, make all 3 of his free throws. We'll see if 2 out of the last 3 games end on free throws, but that's the most important thing. You have to make them, because if he misses any one of these next 3, the game continues.
Yep. So it will be Zachary Brent. First one is true. It's a 3-step process. Step 1 complete. And that one is strong, so we will play on.
Antoine Bradley was getting a little stretch in on the stands.
Brent, second one goes through. 88-78. One singular point is all the Lions need. Here comes Memphis. This deep 3. No. Rebound, put back, doesn't go. Rebound, bopping around. We will stay on this side of the court. Memphis retains.
And we'll see how this game's going to go, because Memphis only needed 1 point last night to win it off that long 2.
Oh, we got a bit of chippiness down there as Tim flexes on the ground.
So we'll see how this goes, because, wow, this is going to be a crazy finish here.
So we're going to have a little bit of a mop-up action.
Memphis was on the other side of a situation like this last night. They only needed 1 shot to win, and St. Cloud needed 9 points to win.
There seems to be a disagreement with the refs and the stat table over there on who has the possession arrow.
Yeah. Big important decision here to see where that goes. Again, this game was 68-60. Memphis entering this fourth quarter. It's now 88-78. I mean, you go from being down by 8 to up by 10. I mean, legitimately, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And Sarasota caught it. It's like in baseball, it's okay to get hot, but get hot in that August-September time, not in June, July.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly.
So Zachary Brent here will bring it up.
Only need a 2 basket. We'll see what they do with it.
Even a free throw will win it. Brent. Oh, he's got that look in his eyes. Deep 3 for the win. No. Rebounded Memphis. This game's not over. More. Thought about that. Smith. 3. Good. 88-81 now. We've seen Memphis go on runs themselves, so they're pressing on that defense. They're going to call a foul. The ref on the opposite side of the court called that foul. 8-second violation. Okay, never mind. It was not a foul. Based off the reaction by Dacario Smith, I thought a foul was called there.
Yeah, me too. So this is a big possession for Memphis. Honestly, Sarasota just needs 1 stop and to convert a shot, but Memphis is the momentum is starting to swing towards Memphis right now.
Smith, he'll shoot a 3. Doesn't go. Rebound. Laid up, not going. Hagee in there, in part of the action. Tim Hagee. He's getting pressed. Turnover. Foul for 3. Doesn't go. So Darian Moore will have 3 shots here.
That's big. That ball was about to go in to potentially go for the 4-point play. So, I mean, this is why you play the game, because I'm telling you, that last point, no matter what sport it is, it's so easy on paper, but it's so simple that it's so hard to come by sometimes.
1 point, it sounds, like you said, it sounds so easy, but it's probably the hardest point. And got some commotion going on here. Not really sure what the chatter's about. Ref saying, let's get this thing going. So to Darren Moore, we'll get the free throws here.
And if free throws weren't important before, this is the most important time to make your free throws.
First one goes through. Hey, Memphis, they just need 7 now.
Yeah.
If they make one of these, all they need is 2 threes, and that can come just like that.
Oh, 100%. The way that DeCorio Smith's been from the 3-point line, I mean, his specialty yesterday was dunking.
Yeah.
But he has been one of those guys that has turned it up from 3.
He's been able to adjust his game for the situation. A very needed free throw there. Huge one. We're going to have a timeout, Sarasota. So it's going to be 88-83. Target score 89. Sarasota 1, Memphis 6. For those that struggle with math, I just did it for you. All right. So with that being said, Memphis has been somewhat doing a full court press, and it's been really bothering Sarasota here in the past, 5 minutes or so. So we're going to see what kind of press break they can come up with here, because all they need is a basket, Conrad.
Well, that's the thing is, like I said, the simplest thing is the hardest thing to do sometimes. And for Memphis, all they need is 2 threes. They can either do 2 threes or they can do 3 twos, or maybe go crazy and make a shot and a foul. For Sarasota, the quest is simple. All you need is a 2. Or, hypothetically, get fouled, make 1 free throw, game over. But so much hypotheticals in this game, but I keep referencing that game that Memphis played St. Cloud. It was simple. All Memphis had to do was make a shot. They made the shot, thought it was a 3. It was a 2. And then St. Cloud was like, all right, bet. That's the case. We're going to come storming back. And then Memphis had to figure out, okay, well, we have to go make a shot. But St. Cloud had the ball. So now it gets into a point of who's going to make the least amount of mistakes. And if a team does make a mistake, what's the other team going to do to capitalize it? Because it's great to have the possession, but if you don't do anything with it, it really doesn't matter.
I want to bring up, we talked about game of inches yesterday. Remember when Smith had that 3 in the corner that was called a 2, which would have been nail in the coffin. They still ended up winning. You can go back to that free throw as action continues here. The inbound play, they'll give it up to Robinson. He'll take it up. Gets it past half court, much needed. Watson thought about it. Robinson gives it to Hagee. That's who they want. Hagee, some pressure. Double team. Hagee gets his midi. No, doesn't go. Memphis here has a chance to make this really interesting. Smith. And that is going to go the other way. They coughed up an opportunity there. Zachary Brent, I believe he just came, looked at us and said game time.
I would not be surprised if they give it to Antoine Bradley here. He was open on that last possession.
And that one, they tried to feed Malik Watson down there. It was a tough pass to make, so we're going to go the other way off his hands.
If I'm Memphis, I want DeCorio Smith or Phil Horton. If I'm Sarasota, Antoine Bradley's been open the last 2 possessions. Haven't really been covering him too heavy. We'll see what either team does here.
Moore takes the screen. Out to Horton. He's had a hot hand today. Step back. Great defensive pressure there. Out to Smith. His 3 ball. Puts it in! DeCorio Smith makes this a 88-86 game. Memphis just needs a 3 to win it. Robinson, he loses the ball. A 3 here would win it for Memphis. Moore, out to Smith. Almost travels. Swings it out to Horton. Horton, covered by Watson. And they're going to call a timeout here. Great job by Sarasota to kind of – I mean, Memphis was moving it. They almost had that opportunity. Great defense, though, by Sarasota to kind of temper it there. But needless to say, Memphis is one shot away from winning this thing. How would that be?
I mean, the turning point in this game, Zachary Brent had 3 free throws, got fouled on a deep 3, and he goes 2 for 3. Made the first one, missed the second one, made the third one. So just like Memphis yesterday, had a chance to win it, foot was on the line by mere inches. And now, if you're Sarasota, honestly, for both teams, the task is simple. Make a shot.
Yeah.
For Sarasota, get it in the paint, lay it up, do something. You don't need to go anything fancy. But for Memphis, the way they've been shooting from 3, I'm telling you, give it to Phil Horton, give it to DeCorio Smith. That's the hot hand.
I'm expecting an OB play, out-of-bounds play for those that will step a 3 ball. I didn't notice that the shot clock's at 24, which it shouldn't be. Not sure what it should be at, but it should not be 24. Don't know if someone will notice that.
Yeah, I think it was down to about 11, 12 seconds when that timeout was called, so we'll see what they do with it here.
So here it comes. More. They're going to get the full 24. 3 ball for game. No! Rebound Brent. He's got pressure coming. Slices through the defense, spin, lays it in. Foul! Almost ended it himself, but he'll have redemption now at that free throw line.
I mean, he had at least 3 or 4 dudes draped all over him and somehow got enough off the ground to force that to be a shooting foul. And now the task is simple, make a free throw.
1. He's got 2 chances, make 1. I think that was his version of icing the kicker.
Probably.
Well, Zachary Smith, pressure's on now. They're moving around, trying to distract him, make him think about it. Smith. Nail in the coffin. Count it. Book it. That's the game. Conrad, wow. Are you kidding me?
Literally, that Memphis saw both worlds. Yesterday, they won it on a singular free throw. Today, Sarasota wins it on a singular free throw. And I got to say, for 2 straight days, we have seen some of the most competitive basketball we've seen in this Sunbelt Basketball Association. And let me tell you, great way to end this summer series. And I'm going to say this is foreshadowing for what is to come in 2025 when we get to 8 teams.
I'll add on to that. I'd say, if anything, the way this series ended this year, right here, these past 2 days, if you want competitive basketball, you come to the SBA.
Yes, 100%.
That was an exciting finish.
So Mr. Tim Hagee will be our player of the game as we'll wait for him to sit down. Going to wait for his updated stats here. What do we got? 23 points. 5 rebounds. How many? 1 assist. 3 steals. All right. Well, Tim Hagee, how you doing?
Tired. That was a hard one. That was a tough one.
You know, we've seen you, we've gotten the chance to get to know you over this season as you've been player of the game several times for this Sarasota team, but I have to ask you, the shot was a shot, you had to find your shot late in the game, but when you found it, it was like you couldn't miss. What happened in that fourth quarter?
My teammates, man, they just kept talking to me all game. They kept giving me confidence, telling me to shoot. That was the most important thing, and eventually it started to fall.
I mean, you talk about teammates, and your biggest thing that you talk about is what's important to you is winning, and number 2 is being a good teammate, being that leader of this. How throughout this game have you been able to get your teammates involved and have everybody eat in a game where you guys were down going into this fourth quarter?
It's just accountability, and one thing I always stress is, be yourself. We all know what we do good, what we can bring to the table. If we each do that, we're a hard team to beat. So I just kind of re-emphasize that and try to instill confidence as much as I can, because confidence is everything in this game.
Throughout this summer series, this was the first time you guys went into the locker room either tied or behind. All other times you went in with the lead. What was that conversation like in the locker room?
It was the same. We needed to lock in, worry about what we was doing wrong, correct it, and start making the shots that we was missing.
For sure. Well, I have to say, congratulations are in order for you. You are the MVP of this Sunbelt Basketball Association Summer Series. If Mr. Kent Perry could give you the trophy, congratulations to you, sir. You are league MVP, much deserved. You came into yesterday's game averaging just under 30. You scored 78 points the last 2 games coming into this game, another 23 points. I know you don't really pay attention to stats, but what does winning this award mean to you, and how did you guys as a team contribute to this award?
Everything. I take that as a team award, because without my teammates, I wouldn't have been able to play the way I was playing. Like I said, they instilled the confidence in me just as much as I do with them, and that pretty much just opened the door, man. But I'm truly grateful for the league. I'm truly grateful for the award, and most importantly, I want to thank God.
100%. Any final thoughts you have on this summer series? You guys got the privilege of playing 9 total games out of the 10. What were some big takeaways you took from this startup league?
Honestly, I'm just gonna keep talking about the team, man. We got real close. Like out of the 12 guys, like I say, I came to Florida and made 11 new brothers. You know, so and that's the longevity of it. You know, whether we all come back next year or not, they all have my number, I have their numbers, and I want to stay in contact with everybody. So it's the brotherhood, the most important thing.
For sure.
It's the brotherhood for me.
Well said. Well, Mr. Hagee, congratulations. You're a 2024 Summer Series League MVP. And for Sarasota, they finished the summer season 9-0, defeating the Memphis Blues in a hard-fought game. And one final thought I have on that is that last point is always the hardest to come by, but you guys pulled it off and were able to hold off just enough to get that last free throw there.
Squeeze it out of there.
For
Squeeze
sure.
it out of there. Thank you, man.
Congratulations.
Appreciate you.
And good talking to you as always.
Yes, sir.
Once again, welcome back to the Sunbelt Basketball Association. My name is Conrad Volch, alongside Memphis Blues, Dontarian Wright. Dontarian, 32 points last night, 22 points tonight, along with 14 rebounds. I mean, I got to ask, how were you guys able to keep up with this Sarasota team that came in with an 8-0 record?
We work out a lot. We play all over the city, whether it's in gyms, leagues. We practice. So much run the hill. That's just how we train. And we'd have been in these positions before, so it kind of come natural, you know what I mean?
100%.
Like if you notice, certain times I told them we were good, we were smiling, we went down 10, but we just know how to play hard, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
You talk about playing hard and coming together as a team. You have some of the most experience, whether it's been a G League tryout or playing around the league, playing around all over the place in college as well. How has that experience helped you in kind of bringing these guys together and putting together a team?
Facing adversity. I didn't have the best college career. I didn't have the best college coach, so I was always challenged. So once I met Mr. Lundre and got to go overseas, it opened me up to be a leader, but also know that you ain't got to be the best player to go somewhere. You ain't got to be the best player to perform well. And I think a lot of those guys understood where I came from, or they have seen me work day and night to trust me as a leader, you know what I'm saying, with the experience, with everything I have faced. And I think that's one thing that I feel like connect us all, the fact that they know, like, I have been in their shoes and want to go somewhere, or even trying to help them go somewhere. Like, it's a lot of times I would promote them than promote me because I have been somewhere, but I want them to kind of experience. And if they love the game and they put the work in, you know, you can see it, like diving on the floor, keep playing, etc.
100%. You talk about the effort, the diving for the ball, the doing what you need to do. Despite the loss today, even yesterday against St. Cloud, there were highs and lows in both of those games. How do you guys stay focused when you're down or even up to kind of keep locked in and not let the moment get too far away from you?
Me. Trying to call certain plays. I feel like we lost because of me today. I didn't have the best shooting day that I had yesterday. I missed a couple open shots. We lost by 4. I missed at least 4 open threes. Those threes I made yesterday. So I feel like I'm going to put that on me. Just who else can – like we could say, oh, they did this and that, but I had 22 today. If I'd had that 32 yesterday, we win. If I'd have made that last shot, we won. So I can't really just say to the team, I'm going to put that on me.
Hey, sometimes it's one of the hardest things to do, but I think despite the loss, I think there's a lot of good things we saw on tape from you guys. I mean, the 3 ball is there. We saw the paint work yesterday. But final question for you. This is your guys' second game in the Sunbelt Basketball Association. What has been the experience like to finally give some live ball action? First for St. Cloud yesterday, and now against Sarasota.
Say that question one more time.
Oh no, you're good.
I don't want to answer it the wrong way.
So this is your guys' second official game in the Sunbelt Basketball Association. Get some live ball on tape.
Yes.
Had St. Cloud yesterday,
yes.
Now Sarasota today. What has been the overall experience in those 2 games in the last couple of days?
We love the broadcast.
Really?
Yes. Like all our teammates that couldn't make it, our coaches that couldn't make it, everybody watching the halftime, they calling us, they texting us. We love the broadcast. And y'all will see us more. Even if it's not me, we will still have teammates and guys that will be coming back. Like, we love it. It's a great experience. It's able to promote guys. And like I said, this a way to even probably give me another chance to go back overseas, or even some of my younger guys. So the broadcasting is excellent. The cameras, the view, the music, the camera people, we love it.
Well, that's awesome. We'll definitely have to put that up to our guy, Kent Perry, who's the –
Is it right there?
Oh, yeah, president of basketball operations, okay. Mr. O over here on production.
That's my guy. He gave me winks a couple of times, like, you got it, calm down. But that was cool. I was just trying to play with the ref's head to give him some calls. You got to do this sometimes, because
oh yeah,
yeah,
it's an intense game, but you still gotta have some fun and
definitely
create some comedy for some people.
Yeah, for sure.
But nonetheless, it's been great getting to talk to you, Dontarian Wright. Love watching you play, and again, 32 points last night, 22 points today. 14 rebounds as well tonight, and I think the best is yet to come for not only the Memphis Blues, but for this league, as we've seen some very competitive basketball over the last couple of days. But for you, sir, great getting to talk to you.
Yes, you too.
And
nice meeting you out, for sure. Appreciate the experience.
For sure. This has been Dontarian Wright. I'm Conrad Volch, and we'll bring in Kyle right after the break.
All right.
And, well, that's that, Conrad. That's that. That's it for the SBA this year. It was an exciting season. Sarasota, I mean, playing well all year. We got really a great opportunity for us, but a great opportunity for all the players that came through this series today, Conrad. I mean, you couldn't end it any better than we ended it this weekend.
Oh, absolutely not. I think the competition just got stronger throughout the rest of the season. I mean, this was the first time this entire season that we've seen Sarasota fail to score 90 points in 3 straight games. Not to say Sarasota fell down, but the competition was just immaculate. I mean, the Lions' perception got better. The Sarasota had to do different things to kind of overcome adversity. And this team, Memphis, that's going to be a team to watch going into the 2025 season, next season. I mean, we just got the privilege to talk to Dontarian Wright, and very humble guy, and just a game recognizes game type of a guy. I mean, no matter what the score was, these teams fought hard, and they didn't care what the score said. They played. Both of these teams are very similar. They play as a team. they take accountability for everything, and they pick each other up no matter what it is. And I think having that happen was, I'd say I'm speechless, but I'm not. But it was great live ball to watch.
Yeah, it was a great experience. It was fun. Really looking forward to what's to come with this league in 2025. But with that being said, I think we're going to have like a ceremony or something going on here. And we are going to have one more interview here that Conrad's going to take care of. KJ Robbins, I don't know if you guys saw we showed the interview during the stream. He comes over and says no dunk, so that's funny to see. But co-owner of the SBA, Shelly Freeland Eddy, is going to come in here in just a moment.
Yeah, definitely can't wait to get to talk to her. And that's one of the things about these leagues that's important is the front office and the owners and everything, because without all of that, these leagues don't happen.
And we're kind of waiting here.
We're going to toss it to commercial real quick as she'll make her way over to the announcer booth.
Sweet day in the Tampa area. It's the best part.
Long drive champion.
And welcome back, KJ Robinson here. Hey, man, it was a great game today. Y'all were really balling out,
yes,
right?
Sir,
what
yes,
was
sir.
kind of the mentality going into that fourth quarter?
Going into that fourth quarter, it was do or die. We really had the pressure. They actually put some pressure on our necks, but we decided to take that pressure off and apply it right back to them. Hey, I give much respect to them boys. They came all the way down here from Memphis, Tennessee, and put up a good fight. They won yesterday. They thought they was going to win today, and nope, they did not win today.
And you know what? Speaking of that, I actually had the privilege to talk to your coach earlier today, and he had kind words for you in our interview earlier today, and so he's got something to present for you.
Improved player by far this year.
Dang, bro, that's crazy. I appreciate that, Coach. I appreciate that. This man gave me so much opportunities this season. Man, this is like the icing on the cake right now. That's amazing.
Most improved player. What does that kind of speak to you on like where you came from the beginning to now?
Well, last year I was in a bad accident where I lost the ability to walk for a couple of months, probably about 6 months. So this was really my get back. I started off really slow during training camp, but I'm not one of those people who, when I'm underwater, I'm not gonna drown. I'm gonna float. I'm gonna try my hardest to get back above. And I appreciate Coach for giving me the opportunity to do that. I really appreciate everybody here, my friends, my teammates, this ain't just about me. This is about everybody on the team, honestly.
Those are real humble words, and speaking on that, what's a message you can say to the people back at home, maybe kids watching this that might be, fighting some sort of adversity to get to that most improved kind of status and just keep fighting?
If you have a vision and you see it in your mind, chase after it. Even if there's outside words telling you you can't do this, you can't do that, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that, follow your vision. Stay true to yourself. And I swear, manifestation is a real thing. It's going to come to you. It's going to come right to you. I promise you that. Don't ever give up on your dreams.
Those are great words there. KJ, let me just say, We are excited to see what's to come for you. I'm sure more's to come. This isn't the end. This is just the beginning for you.
Just the beginning.
Just the beginning, man. Hey.
Thank you so much.
It was a privilege getting to call your games, getting to know you guys. All right.
What is it, 9-0?
9-0.
9-0.
9-0.
Okay. Yeah.
Doesn't stop there.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
KJ Robinson.
Sweet day in the Tampa area. It's the best part.
Long drive champions.
Taylor brother Russ, who is here tonight, he coaches at the middle school in Port Charlotte. He was able to take 10 backpacks to his middle school tomorrow as a result of the support of this community. Team Dads made a donation. We want to thank Team Dads for their support. All the donors, all of our partners. If you've seen our G League partnership, we want to give a special shout out to the G League. You guys, I'm sure are working with their youth. Thank you so much. SSAS for being our home for this season. Let's give SAS a hand. Thank you. I think that's everything that's on my list. We were definitely wanting to do a celebration for the staff. We couldn't make it happen today, but we're going to get all of us together, hopefully by this month, for us to get together, for us to say a special thank you on behalf of the league. Ken, anything?
Well, a sweet day in the Tampa area. It's the Pittsburgh.
All right, we're here with Maurice Allen, long drive champion.
AI Basket is the innovative solution developed by Optimal Way and Group Media Pro to synchronize data collected via the digital score sheet with the match video produced by Automatic TV system. With this video and data synchronization, AI Basket goes one step beyond simple production automation, providing basketball federations and competitions with an absolutely disruptive solution. The system automatically schedules the recordings of all your games, taking into account any delays that may occur. If you wish, in addition to the games, you can also produce training sessions or any other sport that takes place on your court. Watch both live and recorded games from the website or the Federation's app. Enrich your broadcast with graphics and stats just like any professional production, fully automatically and unattended. From the Federation's app, view clips of any action registered on the digital score sheet. Save your team's most interesting plays and review them with the players to improve technical skills. Create and share personalized content for each team and player. Each player will automatically receive a video with a compilation of their plays. And as if all this were not enough, AI Basket is also an effective tool for federations management, consisting of different portals for federations, clubs, referees, coaches, and federates, as well as a website and an app. The first step has been taken, but thanks to our AI algorithms' understanding of the game, we have another major innovation in our sights: being able to generate statistics fully automatically. This is AI Basket, the most complete solution in the world of basketball.
Good afternoon once again, and welcome into the post-game show here on the Sunbelt Basketball Association Digital Network. My name is Conrad Volch, alongside one of the co-owners of the league, Shelly Freeland Eddy. Shelly, I got to ask you, this league started as an idea. It's been 10 successful games this summer. What do you have to say about how this summer went for this SBA league?
Just an amazing season. We are extremely proud, and we have learned so much in working with the teams and the owners and the players in our community to make this thing a reality. It's been about building men and communities through the sport of professional basketball and mentoring, and that's what the SBA is all about.
You've already had one player from Sarasota make it playing in China now. What has that experience been like? You guys just was a summer league, a summer series, and you've already had one person sign overseas. How proud of this league are you already for that?
Extremely proud. It goes to the talent that's in this community, and we are a true pipeline league, and that is the whole point of creating opportunities for the next level of professional basketball. So we are extremely thrilled.
I have to ask, how did you get involved and want to get involved in a league like this? What kind of started that for you?
It was mentoring and just seeing that there were basketball players in the community, young men, adult men, and young ladies, that their network was basketball, but there was something that was missing off the court. And so we wanted to be able to provide a pipeline, first to provide excellent basketball at a professional level here in our community, but then to be able to have that mentoring aspect where we could grow the game. We have travel ball, we have youth leagues that come, we have partnerships with the G League, and we knew that if we could just get together and get talent to come into the region, that there would be no stopping us.
For sure. Well, 10 games in this summer series. Obviously, there's got to start preparing for next year.
Yes.
What are some of the, I guess, big plans that you guys have coming up for next season, if you have any thus far?
Just growing knowledge of our league and giving people an opportunity to come and invest and become a part of it. You know, this streaming platform is so critical to us providing to be able to get advertising and sponsorships so that we can help local businesses do better, but to also grow the game. So we're looking for more partnerships and to be able to expand.
For sure. We've talked to the players after the game for Memphis and for Sarasota, and they both emphasized playing together as a team and getting each other involved. Would you say that that's been kind of the same mentality for this league, getting local businesses, as you said, and coaches and owners as well? Has that been kind of what it's been for you guys, for the SBA?
Absolutely. It's just letting folks know that there are opportunities to expand basketball, and the fact that you've never heard of Sunbelt doesn't mean that we're not here and doing great things. And so we are just pleased to be able to extend that opportunity to other owners, to other teams. We're looking to grow our league for next season, so we're hoping that this season will be an inaugural view for viewers, that they will get in contact with us at Sunbelt and let us know that they want to come on board.
For sure. Well, it's been an exciting summer series. Thank you so much to Shelly, Freeland, Eddie for coming and take some time to talk with us. It's crazy. This thing started as an idea, as many things do.
Yes.
And hard to believe the first game was June 9th, and it's already August the 11th. 2 months fly by.
Absolutely.
But thank you so much for sitting down to talk with us, and hope to see you next year as well, as it's been fun for both Kyle and me, Conrad, to get to cover this. So thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us.
Thank you, and thanks for being a part.
Of course.